Hi there, Stylist. It's Elise Danh here, Star Stylist with Stella and Dot. And today is Take Charge Tuesday. Now, I have to be a little bit frank with you all this morning. I am so sleepless. I barely got 3 hours of sleep. So I am totally embracing fake it till you make it because I am still sleeping. I feel like I'm a zombie this morning. And I'm so pumped to do this video, but I do feel a little bit like under. So if you see a little bit of a change in my delivery, it's probably because of that. And I don't have my eyebrows on, which I notice in some of my videos I don't, which is not a big deal anymore. I used to be so spastic for not having my eyebrows on. But it is what it is, right? And it is an admin day where I'm staying home and doing a lot of things indoors. So the fact that I have my spring yellow and my colors on, I think I'm doing pretty good to try to fake it till I make it. And then my nail polish too, isn't that cool? It is mint icing and alakazam. And I like alakazam because it's like I gotta make magic happen, right? So, Take Charge Tuesday. I have been noticing on Facebook that there are a lot of comments and questions on how to motivate hostesses to invite more and to have a better show. And we do know that, hostess coaching is truly a very important step, if not the most important step, in the whole process of booking and scheduling our trunk shows and then trying to ensure that it will be a successful show for you and productive of your time. And that being said, of course, there will be lemon shows where there's 10 people and nobody buys, and then shows where there are 3 people where you almost didn't go and it ends up being a qualified show. So I always say, don't judge. And you should be a little selective, but at the same time, once you've already committed, commit. 110. If you scheduled that show and you booked that show, and just because you think it's going to be like a break it situation, you have to be professional and follow through, right? I mean, at the end of the day, how would you feel if you were the receiving end of that show and you were the hostess and the stylist is just kind of like, oh, well, it doesn't sound like your show's going to be that great. I'm going to check out. Let's reschedule or just bag it. And we know we felt that way about many shows prior to or maybe even during, but the honest truth is the law of attraction. Do everything with integrity and just really be warm and fuzzy about the experience, because truly this is a relationships business, and it's a numbers game. It truly is. So you just got to keep on keeping on. But in terms of the hostess coaching, and I'm guilty of this too. So believe me, when I'm giving advice to you all or giving suggestions and tips, just know that I've been there, and that's why I feel like I need to be held accountable for my actions as well. And so I feel like doing these videos will help us both so that we can together do what we got to do, and we know that there's support out there for us. But in terms of hostess coaching, I'm about to get serious. I'm about to get raw and real about this hostess coaching. And I'm serious. I mean, authentically, with integrity, genuinely. Ladies, let's take a breath and let's take a step back. And let's think about the hostesses that we are booking. And let's think about, have you or are you currently guilting your hostess to have a show? Trying to convince her to have a show? Begging for a show? And you may not think you're doing it at the time, but let's look back. Let's reflect. Make the list of the past 10 or 12 shows that you've had. And out of those 10 or 12 shows, which hostesses were the ones that said, I would love to do a show, genuinely wanted to, compared to the one where you had to like literally work with the schedule and like talk to her 5,000 times to book that one show because it kept getting pushed back. She was like, oh, I'm too busy and this and that. And you kept trying to overcome her objection with not really truly listening to her. And there are some of those hostesses or friends that you're trying to get to host that feel compelled to just say yes to you, to shut you up. So really, truly, let's think about this. Let's get down and dirty. Come on. Let's see. Are we truly with integrity booking? Because guess what? If that's how you booked your show to begin with, it doesn't matter how you host this coach. It's not going to come out good. And maybe there's that rare off chance that that one show ends up being great and it was totally unexpected, but that's not going to be all the time. And that's going to be like one of those like outliers that it just randomly happened that way. But consistently, if you are guilting, begging, convincing, or doing anything but being enthusiastic and excited, and that hostess is not genuinely excited when she first speaks to you about hosting a show, most likely, and I'm not prejudging, but you know yourself and think about it. You are going to set yourself up for more work because you're going to try too hard to host that show. She's going to try, you're going to try to pull her along to get her 40 names when it takes like how many weeks just for her to add two more. There's no outside orders. She doesn't seem excited on her Facebook wall about posting anything. There's no comments. There's none of this. Right there, it's like, oh my goodness. And sometimes I've had shows where never had it on a Facebook wall. The hostess never let me have the email list, but she was texting me like crazy all the time, telling me this and that and everything else, sharing the text, red stamps, like things like that. And in all honesty, her show was amazing. Her show was like $1,000, but she was in constant contact with me. Not that I was chasing her. She was genuinely, oh my God, Elise, I can't wait. I have 3 more friends that are coming. If they don't come, they said they're going to order. And, what's the link again? And what's this? And what's that? And it just depends. But yes, your bread and butter is your in-home trunk show, and your bread and butter is to do really awesome hostess coaching, staying in sync and staying on top and being neck and neck and partners with your hostess. But at the same time, if you initially, when you were booking during your booking blitz, just like, oh my God, just please just have a show for me. Sometimes you can be that frank, but sometimes you can't. And if you have girlfriends that have never hosted for you, and you're literally saying, come on, it's been a whole year I've been doing this business, you won't host for me, I don't understand what your problem is, blah, 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 blah. And then she's like, okay, fine, I'll just do it for you. And then she's not excited during that whole time of hostess coaching. I'm sorry, I wouldn't be excited either, right? So the Take Charge Tuesday tip of the day, be genuine and authentic. And truly, if you're so happy about what you do with Stella and Dot, and you are excited and you think this is the best company to work for and that we have this amazing platform to bring ladies together, have that come out in your voice, in your body, in your demeanor, in everything that you do, because that's contagious. But if you're all like, I love what I do, but I cannot book a show and you need to have a show for me, I'm sorry, that is not going to get you anywhere, honey. So I ask you to really look within yourself and to be real and to be raw and really assess yourself, your verbiage, your body language, the way you say things, how you say things. The air of desperateness in your voice is not going to help you. The air of desperateness of you making indirect comments on Facebook about the disloyalty of friends not booking shows for you or that stuff is only going to go against your business. It's like if you need to vent to an upline, not a sister Stylist unless you're very, very close and you don't want to bring her down. But find out what you can do to up your game, to lift your spirit, to improve your mood so that you can go back and make that call, send that email, because even in an email, because they can't hear your voice, you can sometimes sense bad energy in an email with just, and it's so hard to read an email anymore because what you meant to say and how you typed it out and how the other person interpreted that message is not so black and white. It truly isn't. Like there was that one Facebook post that was going around about text messages gone wrong, and they have like screenshots of like people's texting conversations, and there was one where a mom, I think, sent to her daughter like, so and so Aunt Susie died, LOL. And so the girl's like, why is that funny? And she's like, I didn't say it was funny. And she's like, well, LOL means laughing out loud. And the mother's like, oh my God, I thought that was lots of love. And she's like, now she has to call everybody back because that's the message she sent to everybody. So truly, everyone has a different interpretation, and you can't assume that people think like you. And so I think just take a breath, sit down and assess. It is April Fool's Day. It is April 1st. Really, truly step back and look at your past quarter and those hostesses that you booked, those shows that were good, those shows that were not so great, and think about if truly possibly those shows that were not good, if it was a possibility, even for a little bit, that you convinced them, begged them, guilted them, or whatever it was into having a show for you. And that could be the reason why hostess coaching did not go well for you, regardless of your attempts and how you tried to make it more creative or more connected, and it just never happened. Think about that and use that information going forward in booking this next quarter. Because April, May, and June is an awesome quarter. We have lots to celebrate. We have a great new Stylist sign-up special to celebrate. $450 free with $199 sign-up. We have the amazing new, I guess it's the incentive that Jessica announced last night on the webcast with selling $2,000 in a quarter, and you could get 500 products for $99. And then on top of that, with your consistency bonus, I mean, it's amazing. Autism awareness is in full swing today. And then we have the new April Trunk Show exclusives. And then we have all these different holidays and celebrations. Birthdays, confirmations, baptisms, first communion, graduation, prom, Mother's Day. So much going on. So truly, let's get it together. Let's really be honest, because the only way we're going to move forward is if we correct the things that are not working. All right, ladies? So that was a little bit long, but hopefully you get what I mean. Happy Tuesday and take charge. See you later, ladies.